Oh boy, this is great, huh? Look at this. It says I'm live on YouTube. Maybe you are. Maybe I am. Hey, it's me. Look at this. Yeah? Yeah, looks like we're doing it. Looks like we're here. I feel like an element of us is missing from this. Oh yeah, what's missing? Huh? Well, there's somebody who usually sits nearby who's not nearby. Can't put my finger on who that might be. Whoop, whoop. So, you're supposed to introduce me. Oh, yeah. I'm the guest host, and Zoon's special guest today is a furry alien that you might know. You might be familiar with his message and what he's up to. And come on, his name is Zoon. Everybody, hi. He's something of a comedian. What? He's he's a big personality. He likes to have web shows. I want to be on Netflix, really. Yeah, Mr. Netflix over in his place where his camera is. Come on, Bob. Anyway, I'm sitting down with Zoon and I'm gonna ask him some questions. And if you know of any questions you want to ask him, please mention it in the chat. We've got the chat on, so you can mention it on the chat if you want to ask Zoon anything. He's here, and sorry, I'm getting something set up. Yeah, you can ask me on the chat. Yeah, and I am here with Zoon. Hey.
Hello, Zoon.
Oh, hey, who else is that? Oh, that's Sayaka. She's here too, and she's gonna probably ask you some good questions because I'm a little too close to the special guest. Yeah, me too. That's how I couldn't interview myself. Thank you for being my special guest interviewer, Bob. Hey, you're welcome. I'm glad to try this. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we'll see. So, welcome. So, why Earth? Of an infinite universe, why did you decide to come to Earth to hang out? Oh, that's a good question. Because you guys have such a great sense of humor. Oh.
Huh. What's that?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the main reason.
That's funny. That's interesting.
Yeah, so what is it about our sense of humor that you like? Well, first of all, that you have one. Oh, well, that's true. You mean there are planets where people don't have a sense of humor? That's right. Huh.
Orange Matt, you don't have comedians?
Comedians? No, we sure don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, we're all kind of funny. We all make each other laugh. But as a career, no. Do you guys have careers? Yeah, of course. But you told me before that you don't have money. How does that work? We work for the joy of doing great things. Oh.
It's like a commune.
Kind of. It's just, we trust each other.
Yes.
So your hypothesis is that money and economics exist because people don't trust each other? Well, we have an economy. It's just not. It's not about profit. Oh. So, in other words, you're not trying to take advantage of each other to make money. Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah. We share. We try to help each other. Oh. That's reasonable.
Interesting. Yeah. Sharing. Yeah, sharing is very important.
And we figured that if you're going to be alive, you might as well be doing stuff that you love all the time, and then sharing your love with others. Like me, for example, I love traveling, so here I am. I see. So the main reason then that you came to Earth is because you love traveling? I mean, it's a big reason.
And you wanted to laugh a lot?
Yes. Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah, and then Bob is really into comedy.
That's one of the reasons I picked him, you know?
Mm.
What are the other reasons you picked me? Well, for one thing, you know, you're open to talking to me. You know, you're open to being my friend. That's true. Yeah, okay. Not a lot of people are open, you know? That's part of why I'm here. Ah, would you say you have an ulterior motive then? What? Well, do you have a motive of trying to get more of your people to visit our planet? You know, maybe if we're more open to your visits, more of your people will come. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Maybe. If you hadn't thought about it, why is the answer
Are you
maybe?
planning to taking over the Earth?
Oh no, that wouldn't be any
Just
fun.
make a friend, right?
Yeah. That's another thing we don't worry about on my planet is control. We don't worry about that at all.
Really? So
Uh-huh.
it's like 63 people living in your planet, right?
Well, including me, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like a big family.
Well, I mean, it's always like a big family on a planet, right?
Yeah, I guess like we just sometimes cannot relate to each other, but
Why?
in the extent, yeah.
You're all the same species, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you guys seem to be able to relate to Bruce, so other species aren't a big deal, right?
Yeah.
That's a very nice thought. Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound so weird. Does that really sound weird?
No.
No?
Yeah,
No,
it
I
makes
don't
sense,
think
yeah.
that sounds weird. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Then what do you think the Earth have? You know, we are speaking because it's also because today's Earth Day.
Oh, that's right! Happy Earth Day!
Yeah, happy Earth
Happy
Day.
Earth Day!
So what do you think
Hi, humans!
this Earth, this planet have that other planets don't have, besides the humor?
Well, I mean, you guys have mangoes. Not a lot of
Didn't know
planets
that
have
you
those.
like
I mean, some
mangoes.
do, but oh, they smell wonderful.
Mm.
You've smelled them before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love the way mangoes smell, and they're delicious too. Well, I wouldn't know about that, but I trust you. Well, I mean, they say that for us, what isn't taste like 90% smell? Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For
Why?
humans, it's about 90% smell.
Oh really?
And then 10% is just like bitter, sour, sweet, etc. You know,
Ah.
I did that backwards. Bitter, sour, sweet. Yeah.
I see. That means
That's
I'm
why.
not eating today. I'm fasting today, by the way.
Is that
And
so you can have better, you know?
No. It's the reason, but so that means I can smell, right? And then I can kind of feel the taste, right?
Oh, you can feel the taste, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, because anyways, 90% of like eating experiences coming from
Smell. I guess that's what Bob says.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting, you know, that's why I was like sniffing my essential oils and stuff.
So I can. I know what this phone tastes like.
Yeah, if you like the smell.
Yeah, it smells like Sayaka's breath. Yum.
That's creepy.
That's a little odd. Why?
So Zoom is like one life form, right?
I like to think so. I like to think so.
So it's not like a Bob speaking, but the Bob speaking through Bob, and you are you.
Well, Bob has to interpret me. Yeah. That's how we travel. We travel throughout the galaxy and meet up with people who are able to hear us. Yeah, it's a fun way to travel. Beat spaceships where it can blow up and you can die. I mean, yeah, that does sound like a better way to travel. Yeah, you guys can do it. You just have to practice. Yeah, how would I go about doing that? Oh, I don't know what it's like for humans. I just know you can do it.
So, do you believe in what do you call that?
People from your planet used to visit my planet, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
you stop
actually,
suddenly.
I've read that the Earth had a much advanced civilization before. We believe that this is, like we are so advanced and stuff, more than ever. But actually, like the past civilization had, much advanced.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, maybe like, at the time we had a connection with the aliens, right? I mean, other
Well,
planet people.
I don't know what you mean by advanced, but
Yeah,
you guys
that's
used to
the
be very
question.
different
Right.
before the last
Advanced
ice
could
age.
be.
Hmm. Yeah, we used to see you guys a lot then.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all the time.
Aliens visited often at the time, you mean?
All the time.
All the time?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
That's why on your planet, ancient writing is so visual. Makes it easier for us aliens to figure out what you're talking about.
I see.
Yeah.
That's interesting, right? Like it could be more advanced. The way we communicate now could be, inconvenient and from like in some point of view.
Well, it's like in terms of making gadgets out of metal, you guys are farther along than I know about, But as far as like well, I can't As far as reaching out into the galaxy, you guys are way behind. I'll say it like that.
We landed already in other planets. The more to come.
Yeah, but I mean, you're still within your own star system. That's slow.
But yeah, I'm sure. Like I believe in aliens and stuff because it's of course right.
I mean, you met me, right?
Huh?
You met me, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel like an alien, though.
Thank you. You don't feel like an alien to me either.
That's good.
Bob does. What? Just joking, Bob. Yeah. This isn't the first time I visited your planet, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
When did you?
Oh, I've been here a few times, really, over the last few thousand of your years.
I see. I might have met you.
A few thousand? Oh, well, the last 30 or so. Yeah.
So besides comedy, like what you came to, what's the reason you came to the Earth?
Well, I just feel like you guys needed some help,
Help? What can you help with?
Well, it just seems like your species' biggest strength is your love and compassion.
Love and compassion.
Huh.
It's very, important.
You seem to be steering off the path a little bit. I mean, not you guys, but a lot of people. And I want to share my love and see if I can help. And if not, at least I get to laugh a lot. So that's good too,
So what do you think, how is the journey with Bob? To accomplish your mission, sharing love and stuff?
Well, my part's pretty easy. It's Bob that's having a really hard time.
Tell me, Bob, what your struggle is.
I don't know what he's talking about. Yes, you do.
You can be open.
Well, I mean, it seems like I have to do a lot of experimenting to kind of figure out what he wants to do and how he wants to do it and when and where and with whom. And sometimes it seems like he's just setting me up for like an embarrassing failure so I can learn some lesson. Oh, yeah.
That's good. Oh, just laugh.
So I keep getting up in these weirdly embarrassing situations with him. And then, yeah, he's right. I do learn and grow, but I don't know if that's the best way for me to learn. Well, it's the best way because I get to laugh too.
Yeah, also you benefit from that.
No, but Bob, you need to go through this. You need to learn how to use your gift with other people.
What do you think Bob's gift is?
It's his receptive little heart, I think.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, receptiveness. That's what I kind of wanted to ask you about.
Yeah, you think that's my gift? I feel like I've been having a really hard time with it. Well, the best gifts are always challenging. That's true. Yeah, I think you guys would call that karma, right?
Challenges, yeah.
Your biggest gifts are also your biggest challenges.
That's true. Yeah. I believe, yeah.
And your gift is really big, Bob, so your life's been a mess, right? Thanks. Am I wrong? No comment. It's been pretty good the last few years.
So short time.
I mean, before that, I would probably classify it as a mess, yeah, but a fun and interesting mess. And most of the mess has just been me. What do you mean? Oh, just the personality that you build for yourself unconsciously, and then you have to break it apart and build a real one yourself. That sounds so simple, and it's such a difficult undertaking, and then you have to strip away so many layers, and your life just becomes different than what you thought it was, and much better. But after it, after you go through the abyss a bit. You mean outer space? No, it's an old metaphor, just for you kind of go through the crap, and then once you're across enough of it, you can see the world differently. Huh. So like space. Yeah, I guess so.
So you dig in the space.
In a way, yeah. Like in ancient Egypt, that was what, crossing the river Styx. Like, sure, the literal myth was like dying and being reborn, but I think the symbol of it is disintegrating and then reintegrating on the other side. Huh. I can't really remember what they said, What, the ancient Egyptians? Yeah. So you can speak Egyptian? I used to be able to, not anymore. I mean, that was a long time ago. Besides, you can't. No, I can't. Oh, right. We should talk more.
That's so funny. You forget that you're on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. So receptiveness, actually that's what I'm trying to learn too, because me personally, like my process have been like a pushing, like a grinding through, right? And then at some point I realized that probably it's not the way, or like I can't keep going that way. So receiving is more important. That's what Bob and you taught me.
Yeah, that's what I taught Bob. Thanks.
I see.
Taking credit, huh? Yeah. Somebody has to.
So what do you mean by like being receptive, Zoon and Bob?
Well, the way I like to think of it, like the whole universe is made of energy, right? Mm-hmm. And all that energy is technically conscious, right? If all of it's conscious, and there are strange energies flowing through it at all the time, right? Then you got to think all of these connected consciousness make a super consciousness, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you might call that super consciousness a one will, or really whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's just a metaphor. But a lot of great ideas come through this big super consciousness, and you can listen to it, or whatever sense, smell it or whatever. You can catch them, then you can make them real. Mm-hmm. And there are lots of other things you can catch too. It's not just the big one, it's a bunch of other little ones too, like me. Other travelers from throughout the galaxy. You can listen to them too. Yep. How do you know if you're actually experiencing it or if you're just being delusional? Well, it's hard to tell, really. But there are some ways you can find out. Like what? Well, like test it. What sort of tests would you say? Well, for example, if it's like a creation coming through, right? You can test it by trying to create something. And if it works out, then it's real, right? I mean, that makes sense. Like, if it was just a delusion, then it would just be wasting time. Then there's the fear of what if a delusion is also correct, right? Yeah. Well, does it matter? You're saying like if you delude yourself, or if you can genuinely hear the creation, whatever it is, what's the difference? Yeah, what's the difference? Huh. I mean, if it works, right? I mean, that makes sense. What do you think?
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, so this has been Zoon Talks with Zoon, and you're gonna wrap it up now? No, I'm just joking. What else did I want to ask you? I know I wanted to ask you something else. That's it? You don't have anything else prepared? No, I did, but then I took a nap right before we did this, and it kind of spaghettied out of my head. Did you just use spaghetti as a verb? I did just use spaghetti as a verb. Wow. He's like a writer over here, using nouns as verbs. Hey, I just frogged my way into the room, and then I spaghettied out some information.
I like that word, spaghetti.
What about you, Sayaka? You got any more questions for old Zoom? I don't want this episode to be this short.
Yeah. I don't know.
How about this? Hey, Bob, you're doing some acting this month, right? Yeah, I'm kind of playing a psychiatrist in a short film where I'm like kind of like a bad guy. Oh, that fits. You have the eyes of a bad guy. What do you mean I have the eyes of a bad guy? These aren't bad guy eyes, are they? No, I don't think so. Well, these aren't. These are the eyes of a good guy. I guess you're right. So you're acting, right? Yeah. What are your obstacles? My obstacles? I mean, ever since what year was that? 2013, when I had the sleep apnea, I've had a hard time memorizing things. So, of course, memorizing the lines is difficult. You don't have to memorize the lines. You're a writer. Just memorize the action. That's all you gotta do. And then be present and have a conversation with the other actor. Boom! Acting. Be present and have a conversation with the other actor. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also having a challenge finding the character's voice with my voice. Like having him talk like me just doesn't seem right. Like I tried it once in the table read, and everyone was like, slow down, slow down, slow down. And I didn't mean to be fast, and I wasn't trying to be in character. But then I thought about it. Like, what does the character sound like? I tried to be like slow and hello, welcome. And that just doesn't sound natural. But then I tried to, I don't know, man, I'm still struggling with that. And tomorrow we're doing a rehearsal on Zoom, and I still don't really have the voice. And I've been trying to find it all day, and I still haven't quite found it. Stop looking. What? Stop looking. Just know the actions, right? Know how you want to look at the camera, which that's something you're pretty good at sometimes. And don't worry about it. Just try to be slow and natural. Just let go and just be the doctor. Play pretend, like we were just doing with Jasmine the other day. Huh. Pretend like it came up on the cards. Be a psychiatrist on the cards. In fact, why don't you pretend that you're in an improv game while you're doing the character, huh? That's actually really good advice. So you're saying I'm just getting in my head too much? Oh, way too much, yep. Just let whatever comes through be natural, and if they don't like it and give you a different direction, just go with that, Huh. So what you're saying is just find it in the pure moment. Yeah, just prepare emotionally, your Sanford Meisner technique, and just know your cues, like what action and what the characters are going to say to you, and just be the doctor. Play pretend.
Great advice, I
Yeah,
think.
that's good advice.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, Zoon. Thank you. All right. What else? Come on, give me some more.
As you know, my design process right now, I'm designing for next collection.
Yeah.
And as you know, like I always struggle. Like I always said, oh, I can't design, whatever. And I mean, I always pass that moment, and anyway, I create. But I'm just trying to figure out like better approach. You know, more peaceful. Receptive.
Hey,
I
look
don't
at me.
need to struggle, right?
Oh. What's the question?
So, you give me advice.
What kind of advice?
How can I be receptive and not like not be too emotional? I guess when I'm creating.
Oh. Hold on, I'm thinking. All right, in your life, what do you do where you just totally let go and just play in the moment?
What do I do? Just not think.
No. Like for Bob, it's playing pretend, right? What is it for you? Oh, that's a great question. So it's not playing pretend for everybody. No, Bob, that's just you. What's your thing where you automatically get completely in the moment?
I don't know.
Come on, you know. It can be anything. Washing the dishes, drawing, playing with the cat. What is it?
Drawing.
Okay.
Snuggling with Bruce.
Yeah.
It could be cooking.
Okay. Here's my advice.
Yeah.
Bob says this thing about setting up the place and all that, like it's a magic ritual. I agree with that. That makes sense. But like I was just saying with Bob about playing pretend to get into the moment, you need to do your thing to get into the moment. Do that thing to get your brain working the way it needs to work to be as pure and receptive as possible. And then just switch over to the design activity.
I see. So start with mind setting first.
Yeah.
And use something like snuggle with Bruce or something.
Whatever it is, whatever gets you in that moment,
I see. Yeah. That's a good idea.
That's why meditation works so good for Bob. Because he sits and in his brain, like once his monkey brain gets out of the way, he immediately goes into pretend land. Not always. I mean, it's usually pretty quiet. Yeah, but that's a personal problem, Bob. Personal problem. Thanks. But I'm serious, Find your thing that gets you immediately in the zone and make it part of your process. And Bob's not wrong, it's like set up a special creative space, Like Bob lights candles and burns incense and, puts on certain music and all that. And you need to do that too. But also find the thing that you do that gets you in that zone. And then just switch over to design and stay in that zone. And practice just being receptive too.
Oh.
You got to figure that out in your own way. If it's important to you, you'll take the time, right? Just try what you can, and just you'll get it. You'll get it. You'll build a habit out of it where you just catch it, pow, like that.
I see. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Hey, and if anybody has any questions for old Zoon, you can always leave them on the YouTube comments. We're here, I think. I'm pretty sure we're here. You want me to check? Just make sure it's working. I think it's working. Yeah, it's working. Oh boy. Heh. You're trying to do something, and I think it's very funny, and the people at home don't know what you're doing. What? You're trying to help me improve my ventriloquism. Of course I am. There's an old saying, don't just do a thing well. Put on a show. Give it some pizzazz. Pizzazz like that. Like this. Woo 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 woo. And for you, that's not moving your lips as much when I'm talking. I'm working on it, man. I'm trying to get better. I'll get better, Bob. Hey, you're the one that puts me in a situation where I've got to be on camera talking to you, and you're on camera talking to me, and then I have to sit here and not move my lips when I'm doing it, and it's hard. Of course, it's hard. That's why you need practice. I'm pushing you, Bob. Don't you get it? I'm pushing you. Hey, wait a minute. Let's go back to what you were just saying about the process. In my life, I've had this weird blockage about singing, where like I practiced diaphragmatic breathing to get a strong voice, and for years I was singing in bands, and there were shows where I could completely let go and be in it and be reasonably on, but I've always had this thing about where I would just not be in key, and I'm still struggling with that. And I feel like it's a psychological blockage because I was reading about that. And psychological blockages tend to cause people to sing out when they can hear that they're out and want to be in. Mm-hmm. Do you have any advice for me of how to be in? Huh. Yes, I do. Yeah, because I guess this will benefit you too, because then your singing will get better if mine gets better. It will, but not in the way you think. Oh yeah? What is it I have to do? What you need to do, Bob, when you're singing, you need to make up a character. And then sing as that character.
Oh. It's like pretend.
You need to play pretend when you're singing. Don't be you. Be a character you made up. That's the secret to all of your abilities, Bob, is your pretend ability. You think so? I know it. So you're telling me that if I pretend to be a character, I'll be able to sing better? Definitely.
Interesting.
How far should I take that? I think you should dress up in costumes and change your facial hair and everything. Go all the way in. Maybe eyeliner and all kinds of stuff. Eyeliner. I'm serious. Try it. Just try it. Make up a character, make up a song, make up a character, and write lyrics from that character's perspective. Not yours, but the character. And then sing as that character. See if you're better. I'll bet you a thousand snuggles with Bruce that you're better. I'll try it. I'll try it.
Yeah,
and I'll see if it works.
Yeah, because actually I thought, Bob is, pretty high percentage being out of key, right? Like it was ever since I met him like that. But when it was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I went to travel, like business trip or whatever, for 2 weeks. I was out for 2 weeks, and I came back, and then I saw Bob again, and then he suddenly got improved, singing. And I was so stoked because I thought like it's just I didn't think it's a psychological thing, but he told me that it's a psychological thing. And then, around that time, like 3 years ago or something, like it was out of key issue was, I don't need to say issue, but out of key things was vanished.
Yeah. Oh.
And then it kind of came back recently.
And what changed, Bob? I think during that phase that she's talking about, I think you're right. I think I was doing like pretend was part of my process when I was singing. Like I was doing the ukulele and I was coming up with a few songs, and when I was in the session, I was playing pretend, and it was part of it. And then when I was just trying to play the songs to be the songs, it wasn't as good, and I was frustrated, and I couldn't figure out what the problem was. I'm going to try your thing, and I'm going to see if that works. I have a weird feeling that you're totally right.
The thing is, you have a
That is so
really
wild.
good music sense, Bob.
You sure do, Bob.
Yeah, you make music, you hear really well, and you can make and you can mix the sound and stuff,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like what you read, that it's psychological thing. It might be right.
I think it's more than that. I think he needs to use his gift.
Gift, nah?
Yeah, you play pretend, Bob. Whenever you're singing, every time, be in character and singing as that character. I'll bet you're going to sing great. But don't I do that with you? Yeah, well, I'm not exactly a fictional character, though. I'm real. I see. So it doesn't quite work the same. Well, it's going to improve with me too, but you need to practice getting into your imaginary world when you sing. You'll sound better, trust me. So then you're saying that I need to work on the character Bob and pretend to be your buddy Bob instead of being your real life buddy Bob, and then I'll sing better as your character Bob. That sounds really complicated. But it's probably right. Probably. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, that sounds pretty far out. Okay. Hey, Bob, you know something? I just thought of this, and this is just right now what I'm thinking. Why don't I experiment with doing an advice show? Like, you guys asking me for advice seems very natural.
Oh, true.
And if anybody's watching this, you can ask for advice too, and I'll jump in there if you want. I guess it's difficult though, huh? Maybe not. Maybe this is good for you. Because, I mean, I know this about you, and a lot of folks don't know this about you, is that you're always trying to learn to connect better with humans. Part of why I'm here, huh? Yeah, but it seems like for you a big barrier is, how can you serve? How can you be of service to others? And you keep experimenting with ways of helping out. And maybe we just stumbled onto something that you can do that is helpful. Like, you've given me a lot to think about already, and little things I want to experiment with. Because now I'm thinking about like my painting too. Yeah, like when I'm deep in it, it is like I'm having a session with myself, like a therapy session, like we were talking about with Jasmine. But you're right. When I get really good paintings, there is an element of pretend, like a little bit of theatricality with how I'm approaching it. Like my best sessions, I'm like moving like a character, and I'm almost like dancing, and sometimes I dress funny. A few times I've even worn a mask.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, and those are usually my strongest sessions. And the weakest ones, it's where I'm just sitting quietly and just painting. Those usually don't go well. Like, it's healthy, but it doesn't go well. Yep, that's because you got to use your gift, man. Wow. So you don't think I'm gonna like lose myself in the process? Oh, I hope you do. Yeah. You should be whoever you are in the moment, right? That's your choice. Huh. So you're saying just be fluid with the concept of self? Entirely, yes. Without, losing a total control of reality. No, Bob, lose control of reality. That's fun. Then other people get to play with you. If you're too grounded in reality, then whatever you're doing is a little boring for other people to play with. That's really good advice too, holy smokes. I'm glad I have a good friend who's an alien. Me too, Bob. Well, you got any more questions for me, Sayaka?
Yeah, actually I wanted to ask you about
Oh boy.
Zoom card that
Oh, yeah.
we do. Yeah. So was it it was your idea or Bob's
All
idea?
mine. Yep, 100% me.
Oh, yours.
Mhm.
I see. So like what are those symbols? Like are they coming from myth or like I'm sure it's not religion, but what are those symbols?
Well, the human brain processes images more thoroughly than words.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. And primal images tend to be processed more subconsciously than realistic images.
Oh, interesting.
And then just by putting a word on it, like a title, you just give it like a hook into the brain, like a suggestion.
Oh.
So my cards are designed like ancient fortune-telling systems using these archetypal hooks. So you're saying that you've studied psychology? I don't know about that. I just know how these cards work. You don't have to master an entire profession to make progress at one thing. That's reasonable. Like if you want to wear cowboy hats, you don't have to actually be a cowboy. You could even make cowboy hats and still not be a cowboy. That's fair. That's perfectly fair. That was a really good question, though. You got any more questions like that?
Do you have a Zoom card here? I just wanted to show it.
Bob put them somewhere. I don't know
Anyways,
where.
yeah.
Huh. What'd you do with them, Bob? I don't know. They must be around here somewhere. Oh, I think they're up there on top of the Raja Yoga book.
I can't. I have Bruce here, so.
Yeah, off screen, Bruce is cuddled up with Sayaka on the other couch. I know, we have 2 couches. Isn't that crazy? That is kind of crazy. Yeah.
So, more cards to come?
Oh, yeah. The deck's not done yet.
I see. It's interesting what you said, that the human brain comprehend better in like
simple primal images.
Yeah, simple images. I have a book, Tantra song book. Yeah, that's also like symbols, like lines and spirals and triangle.
Oh, yeah.
Like upward triangle, downward triangle, and it seems like it was used for them to meditate. It's from India, and also Huma Clift. What was her name? That we went to
Oh, yeah.
gallery together.
Climbed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you're in danger of getting too complicated here.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. Because different I can't do air quotes because I don't have fingers, but air quote magical systems incorporate a lot of these simple images. That way you can dig into your subconscious mind more easily. There is a danger, though, It's easier to convince people of things if you use these images. That's why, like, a lot of corporate logos have these images built in. A lot of spirals and, yin-yang and triskelions and whatnot. Triangles and stars. Lines and dots, circles.
And for example, what spiral represent?
It represents a lot of different things. Such as, well, let's see. What does a spiral look like?
Like spiral. I mean, if you don't have idea, it's
like a swirling line going in a circle, right?
Yeah.
Are you on the outside of the circle? Are you on the inside of the circle? Are you in the middle? Are you the entirety of the spiral? What's your relationship to the spiral?
I'm looking from outside.
Okay. Think about that.
That was your answer, okay.
Uh-huh.
But the triangles, upward triangles and downward triangles.
Right.
Upward is what, like inner? No, which one is in?
Upward is energy coming through and out. Downward is energy coming out and in and then down.
So you think that the symbol subconsciously tells us something or teach us something, right?
Definitely.
So whenever we see those signs, like everywhere in the city, as Bob said, or as you said, like so many company logos and like advertisement use those symbols, right? So we could be controlled by that.
Oh yeah, you are controlled by it. Most of you, yeah.
That's interesting.
Hooks into your brain.
So when do you think those like simple symbols are created, like triangles, like ancient Egyptian Hara, right?
I think it was invented when your species was designed.
Wow.
It's interesting though that most other species that are similar to you guys have similar subconscious machinery.
Do you think those symbols work for animals? Like
Some,
cats?
probably not cats. They have their own symbols.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Like what?
Well, look at his facial expressions.
Cute.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, symbols. Interesting.
I mean, look at the stripe patterns in Bruce's fur. So it's not just camouflage? Not just camouflage, but camouflage is very important to cats. Ah, that's true. Now I'm very curious about all that. Good. Curiosity is a superpower for every creature. That's how you evolve.
A long time I had
I'm gonna reach over you and get some water.
Oh yeah, difficult time being curious. I think I think like my curiosity was limited to like a small scale.
Why?
And I just when I met Bob, like I was so impressed at how curious he is with many things.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
And I
Thanks.
I want to copy the quality.
What's the question?
And what's your advice? Being curious.
My advice is be curious. Yes.
I know.
You don't have to be like Bob. You can find your way, but yeah, curiosity is a great superpower. Oh, I'm sorry, my voice is starting to conk out. I think because it's so much you. What are you saying, Bob? Nothing. Just the more we practice, the better I think I'm going to get at this. Well, obviously, yeah. Can you guys hear Bruce purring? Yeah, he's purring very loudly. Sorry, man. My mind was just so blown by you talking about me playing pretend. Like, I feel like you just gave me a massive gift.
Do you guys talk like that always?
We talk, but not quite like this. I think the timing is very important. Like, if you want somebody to learn something, you have to have good timing. And this is the best timing I can think of for this lesson for Bob. But aren't you getting something out of this too? Oh yeah. I just realized how much fun it is to give people advice. On Zoom! Zoom on Zoom! I see. I don't know. I feel like this needs to be a part of what I'm doing somehow. I'm not sure how, but this seems like part of it.
Yeah, that's great idea. You're gonna try out your Zoom card reading, right, next month?
Oh yeah, with people. That's right. Yeah, I'm going to Hudson. I'm gonna do Zoom cards. That's right.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, yeah, fun idea.
That sounds really fun. Oh boy, I'm so excited. You have no idea. So, any other questions for your friend Zoom?
Bob, do you have anything?
Do I have anything? I mean, I don't want to end yet, but it's just I'm so blown away by what you've said to me about playing pretend
Yeah, talk about it.
and inventing characters when I'm singing. Like that sounds like a marvelous new chapter in my life.
You know, that reminds me of David Bowie's story,
Oh yeah,
right? He was making character.
yeah. David Bowie and Bob have a lot in common. We do. Oh yeah.
So what was the process David Bowie did? Like, so what's the reason he did?
I don't know, but what I suspect is that he invented characters for different creative phases and then lived as them in the public eye. And then was his quiet, normal self in the background, you know? And I think that's why, in the 70s, he had a problem with drugs. Why? Because the public pretend self is so much fun, and then the private, quiet self is kind of scary. It is kind of scary. That's weird. We were talking about that with Jasmine. Was that last week? Also, like, I don't know about for her, but for me, like when I'm not doing something creative and fun, it just seems so like stagnant. And yeah, it is a little frightening. I mean, it has never scared me enough to want to do heroin, but it is scary. I definitely understand that. Yeah, but imagine if you had never met me, right? And then you got really, really famous at a much younger age. And then you're trying to live as a normal person and you don't enjoy it. And then when you're on stage, you feel like a god, you know? Yeah.
That must be hard.
I get that. Yeah, who knows? Maybe if I had been really successful really young, I would have done heroin to try to cope with an extremely stressful private life.
Good that they didn't happen, really.
Not stressful, it's just alienating. You use the word alienating in this context, an actual alien talking about David Bowie. That's really funny. Well, I came here to learn about comedy too, and I haven't quite mastered it. I know that. But neither of you. I know that too. But you know what? I'll bet you $1 million if you approach comedy the same way that we're talking about approaching singing and painting. I'll bet we'll do really good next time we go on stage. You're probably right. Instead of it trying to be me being vulnerable as Bob, me being vulnerable as your character, sidekick Bob. Huh. That's right. Wow,
Nice.
dude, this is just blowing my mind. I'm having
nice. You guys are having
this is
a great
epic.
Conversation.
This guy over here is like blowing my mind, changing my life. Like I'm going to be different after today. Holy smokes, dude. Well, but I hope Sayaka over here is going to be different too.
I hope so too. Like I don't want to struggle with the same thing. Like I want to move forward.
Yeah, but your superpower is so super.
So what's my superpower? Tell me.
Your superpower is being useful.
Being useful? What do you mean?
Well, like Bob's superpower is helping people to imagine weird things, right? Childlike imagination. Your superpower is being useful in a beautiful way.
Useful for others? I am useful for others.
Why do you say that like it's a bad thing? That's a beautiful thing.
Useful. I don't quite understand what you mean, but
What are clothes for? What are clothes for?
what's up for? I mean, to me, it's like emotional nourishment.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Well,
When you put on a pair of pants, what are you doing?
useful.
Yeah, but explain pants to me. I'm an alien, but I don't have pants on my planet.
We are protecting, hiding,
Protecting,
protecting.
right?
Uh-huh.
Like if you're a farmer, you want to wear thick pants so you don't cut up your legs, right?
Yeah. Functionality wise, yeah.
And if you're dressing in a way that expresses your personality, what are you doing?
You're expressing yourself.
That's right. If you're a person who makes those pants or makes that outfit that expresses people's self, what are you doing?
Both protecting and expressing.
No, you're helping other people.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You're helping other people to express themselves and protect themselves. Helping others is your gift.
Huh.
That's right.
That'd be great.
What do you mean would be? It is great.
That's great.
You have a company.
I wanna serve. Yeah, I wanna do my best to serve.
So, Bob's gift is to play pretend with people. Your gift is to help them express themselves. You understand?
That is so true. Yeah, it is.
So, how do you use your gift? No, don't go, How do you use your gift?
How do I use my gift?
Tell me, what's the best way to serve people? You told me you wanted to know how to use your superpower. I'm trying to help you. Come on.
I think like I need to let go of whatever my ego is, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah, because it's not about me, it's about, in the end, like I need to be pure. When I express, I want to be like pure. Then, like let go of, other, whatever the thing. Because in the end of the day, it's not for, I'm doing for myself, but also in the end of the day, when that thing passed to people, it's for them.
That's right.
So it's not about me.
But when you say about me, in what way?
I guess like, creation is in a way like it helps me
How?
to be clear about, right, because like I have a hard time expressing my feeling in words, but I have an easier time expressing my feeling in colors or shapes or whatever. I think that's why I like clothing,
All right, what you got to do? The thing we were talking about earlier, practicing receiving? Yeah, do that. Also, consider how you're being of service to other people.
Yeah.
Make that the focus.
It's interesting. Interestingly, my mind was kind of shifted to that. Like, I mean, I don't need to be ashamed, but to be honest, like, I've been thinking that creation is for myself, and then, like, maybe last year, I just noticed that it's not for myself in the end of the day,
That's right. It's not.
Yeah. So, like it was about like, oh, maybe me, like my creation, what, how different I am or something like that, before. And I've noticed that it's just my ego,
Yeah.
So now I just want to be like more, more like not thinking too much in my head,
Yeah.
Just be free, and enjoy. Yeah, importantly, I want to enjoy more,
I think if you can consider more deeply how you're being of service with what you do, I think you're going to enjoy yourself a lot more. Because, I mean, people wear pants for the reasons we said, right? It's not about you painting people. It's about them painting themselves with you as the paint.
Right. Yeah.
So then you want to be the best paint you can be. It's mind blowing, right?
Yeah. I guess it's like what's the word? Printer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So you wanna actively receive, you want to interpret it, But like Bob, the way he has to interpret it is through playing pretend. The way you have to interpret it is by serving others.
Yeah, I shouldn't forget that.
I mean, receiving is always the same, but what you do with it after you interpret it or while you're interpreting it, that's different for each person, depending on your superpower. And yours is serving others. That's why you've always had such a struggle. Because once you overcome that struggle, you're unlocking your superpower.
I want to unlock.
Of course you do. And my advice, of course, is to just think of it as how you're serving other people. Think of yourself as more a stylist for other people. Rather than just like you're painting for yourself. Like you're giving people pieces that they can assemble on their own, to make something better. In their minds, of course. I mean, not your mind. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
What do you guys think of that? If you missed this episode, you're really missing out because this is gold. This is gold, guys. You're very confident. Yes. Of course I am. I know my worth. I know what I'm up to. I do good work here. I'm Zoon. Am I wrong? No, you're right. Geez, like after this, I'm gonna write down a lot of what you said because it's some pretty powerful stuff, dude. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoon.
Come on, ask me some more stuff. This is great. Before Bob's voice fails.
No, I have questions.
I had more questions, but I'm just so blown away that I'm having a hard time thinking right now, except for of what you said. Well, guys, I hope you like this. I guess we're wrapping it up, huh? It's been an hour, so this has been Zoon on Zoon Talks. I'm the guest instead of the host this time. You're a magnificent guest. I don't mean to brag about you too much, man, but you need to talk to people about being on their shows because as a guest, holy smokes. Thanks. Like, wowee, dude. If you can have this effect on other people's shows, I don't think you're going to have a problem with your goal of connecting with other people. Well, Bob, if you can learn to play pretend more with everything you do, you're going to have an easy time too. And you, if you can learn to serve others with your gift, you'll have an easy time too. So, I do have a question before we leave. Okay, what's up? What's your superpower? I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to figure it out, Bob. Yeah, we're going to figure it out. Part of this journey with me. Okay. Well, this has been Zoon Talks. Make sure you hit the subscribe button here on my YouTube channel. I mean, that's where you're watching it, is on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe. It means a lot to me. Even if you never plan on watching YouTube ever again, hit subscribe. It helps me.
So direct.
If you want to get updates about when I'm doing stuff, hit that bell. And what else? Check out my Sunday Live on Instagram. That's every Sunday morning in New York and evening in Japan. That's what, 8 a.m. and 9 p.m.? Yep. So, yeah, check me out. I'm the guest and the host. So, I gotta say, Sayaka, you did a great job interviewing me. Yeah. Bob, you were okay? Thanks. Bruce, you didn't come on camera this time, but you've been hanging around, giving us your energy, so thank you, Bruce. And I love you guys, and I hope you check me out more. I want to explore this advice thing. I really want to do this more. So if you have any ideas for me that I haven't figured out, well, how about this? How about you have a show that's devoted to you answering people's questions? I mean, 3 Zoom shows, that sounds like too much. But if you were to get a bigger platform like Amazon or Netflix or something, you having a show where you answer people's questions sounds like a hoot. Like, that sounds really fun. Maybe we'll see, Bob. Or maybe we'll figure it out. We'll make it happen. All right, guys. Remember, hey, oh! See you soon. Lots of love. From Zoom. Your pal, your favorite alien, huh?